of you that are here, thank you for coming today. This is the town hall for the Inn Committee. I believe we're in episode 4 of this series. For those of you that are here, as part of the Inn Committee, I highly encourage that you get up, go downstairs, grab a drink whenever you're feeling parched, because we always support the business for this community.
I do.
Thank you. That's perfect. All right. So that being said, if you have any questions, I'm okay stopping in the middle of a presentation. It's pretty straightforward. But if it's questions that are off topic of what we're talking about right now, or what I prefer you do is save the questions till the very end, and we'll have a Q&A component at that time. Okay? All right. The Inn Committee. It's all for fun. That logo or that catchphrase was the foundational catchphrase for Lake Limerick over 60 years ago. It's all for fun, and that is what the Inn Committee is all about. The Inn Committee's purpose is to promote the use of our facilities pretty much any way we possibly can. Okay? We do menu selections and special events. We monitor the appearance and cleanliness of the building and the cafe across the street. We work with the restaurant and service staff to provide high quality food, drink, and service. And we draft operating and capital budgets for the restaurant, for the board to review and authorize. Okay. The last thing that we do is we schedule and plan social events. That's pretty much it. These 5 purposes are going to be the agenda for our presentation today. Okay, we're going to touch on each one and how the Inn Committee helps the overall HOA. The first one is promoting the facilities. Essentially, what we do is we provide events around this community in collaboration with the other committees that have volunteers that serve your best interests. The first one that shows up on our calendar here is the fishing derby. When is it? The first day of fishing season, about the last day last weekend in April. What is it? We provide, it's put on by the Lake Dam Committee and a subcommittee on that, and it's a day full of fun and fishing. And what the Inn Committee does is we provide a breakfast buffet for all the participants. And this isn't a committee or a community exclusive event. It is open to anybody with a Washington State fishing license, and anybody is welcome to come and participate at this event. They do raffle prizes, they do a bunch of fun things. Every year it is a massive turnout, rain or shine. Although it is much better when it's shining. The next event that we put on, in the most part, is a major event for this community, is Lake Limerick Days. When is it? It's the closest Saturday to Independence Day. Okay, sometimes it's on July 4th, sometimes it's on July 3rd, sometimes it's earlier or later than that. What is it? It's an all-day activity that incorporates almost every fun committee in this community for fun games, food, a community parade, a water ski competition, which is pretty cool, and a boat parade. There is something for everyone in this community based on Lake Limerick Days. Why? Because it's all about fun. You can see some more fun activities are happening around the neighborhood. Okay. The next major event that we do is the end of summer bash. When is it? It's the Saturday of Labor Day weekend. What is it? This, so much more.
Thanks.
It's a day full of fun and games. We have we've had sack races, we've got fair activities, we've got food, chili dogs, whatever, root beer floats. It's a great day to be a member at Lake Limerick. Then we do Halloween. And by the way, if you haven't been keeping track of your calendars, Halloween is this weekend. We have an adult costume contest on Saturday. All members are welcome to participate over the age of 21, please. And for the kiddos, we've got a trunk or treat on October 30th, which, weather depending, was supposed to be in the parking lot, but looking at the forecast, it's going to be here in the Great Hall. Okay, and that's for kids young and young at. Then we do Christmas. Christmas activities this year are December 10th. We have an annual tree lighting, a cookie decorating, a chance for kids to meet Santa, and some caroling. and some merriment with hot chocolate, cider, and other festivities. It's a blast. Then December 15th and 17th, we have a special dinner with a prefix menu plan. We're not exactly sure what it's going to be, but you can bet that Chef John has it knocked out of the park, and you won't want to miss that meal. Then we do New Year's Eve. When? New Year's Eve. What is it? A special dinner in the main restaurant. Then we have fun, dancing, music, and more merriment. Tickets sold out this year in just days. Make sure you're not late to the party next year.
Going good. You know, living the dream.
The next aspect of our overall responsibilities are maintaining the assets of Lake Limerick. Okay. There we go. The restaurant and lounge needed pretty much a complete redo. We got new floors in the last couple of years, new trim, new paint, new tabletops, new chairs, new bar facade, new lighting, and a huge shout out belongs to the subcommittee that did all of the heavy lifting on this. And that was the design committee led by Nancy and Susan and so many more people involved in this overall project. And Sue, I can't even remember everybody because it's been an ongoing project, but it looks fantastic. And if you haven't been downstairs in the restaurant and lounge in the last several years, I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. It looks fantastic. Wow. Great hall. The room that we're standing in right now, and those of you that are on Zoom can only see a portion of, pretty much got a more neutral paint job that blends in with anything that anybody could want to do here. It fits all needs. We got new flooring, redesigned soundproofing, a redone fireplace, and it looks fantastic, okay? The deck rebuild, holy shit, that took a long time, but it looks amazing. And there's a huge shout out to Roger and Pat Paradise for project managing that, and anybody else in this? The community at large for being so patient. Man, it looks good, and we encourage all of you to be on. Okay, the next step of our overall purpose is the operations. All right, we work with the restaurant and lounge staff to maintain high quality food, drink, and service for all of you members. And we draft operating and capital budgets for the restaurant and the lounge and the cafe across the street for the board to review and approve. Spoiler alert, the inn and the cafe were never designed to make money for this community. There is no way that anybody would put a restaurant in a community at the time that was largely camping lots for year-round profit. It's just not done. It's not done. It is a niche business designed as an amenity for this community. And that is all it will ever be. And that is all it can be. Okay? Here is where we're at for the year. And I apologize for those of you online. It's an eye chart, but it was the best I could do. Our revenue this year, so far for the 11 fiscal months ending August 31st, 2022, we have revenue of $307,000, cost of food and beverages at $180,000, leading to a gross profit of $126,500, $307,000 in operating expenses to create a loss of $180,000. In the grand scheme of things, it's peanuts for a business that is only open 20 hours a week, 50 weeks a year. What you have on the right is a percentage of overall revenue, where we're at with gross profit, where we're at with cost of food and beverages, and all of that. And I'll provide context for that in a second. But these are the numbers just as you see. Okay? What changes have we implemented in 2022 that have either improved those numbers, of which our revenue has exceeded budget by a massive amount, or have led to some increase in costs that we may not have foreseen at the beginning when this budget was drafted? First of all, operationally, we hired Chef John Roos and promoted Nikki Sprague to head server. If you haven't had John's food yet, you're really missing out because it is truly phenomenal. And I've heard nothing but rave reviews from anyone who's had it in this entire community. And Nikki is, even though she's been in this such a short time, she is really taking ownership of being the lead server for this community and is doing a phenomenal job at. Because of inflation, a word that probably not many people knew about at the beginning of this year, but everybody is intimately familiar with now, we had to raise our prices on food and beverage. Yeah, we were a little late to the game on that, and I will be the first to admit it, but it is a delicate balance for those of you that don't run a business or don't manage a restaurant about raising prices too soon and too fast and offsetting customer patronage, which is ultimately where the revenue really comes from. You raise it too high, too fast, we lose all customers, and we end up generating more losses than we would have gotten from the gain increasing those prices. Okay, it's a delicate balance. What we are doing, though, is trying to bring in more events to the inn to generate more revenue. Okay.
I'm alive.
Chef John is also creating fabulous specials that bring in repeat customers on a weekend. Hey, you want to go have the Cobb salad, which is offered every night of the week? That's fantastic. You may get that on Thursday and come back on Sunday to try Chef John's Sunday special. Or you may have his soul, his pan-crusted soul, I believe is his special this weekend. Like it so much, you want to get it again on Saturday before he sells out. We literally see it week in and week out. Dale is also you can't underestimate the power of a good bartender to bring in customers on a nightly basis. There's the man right there. Your grand marshal is here at Lake Limerick right there. The bottom line is if every lot owner buys one additional burger and fry each month, we break even. That is all it takes. In the grand scheme of things, it is not that much. Burger and fries once a month for one member in a household is all it takes to break even. That's it. How is that possible? Largely our costs are fixed costs. We operate a 20-hour-a-week business. The more revenue you generate, those costs stay flat and are offset by the revenue brought in. Cost of goods sold is going to do its thing for sure, but the profit that you generate from an additional burger and fries will offset the heaviest cost, which is the operating costs.
All right, move over a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Keep dancing over that.
Okay, sorry, I'm trying to work the right. All right. The campaign, 11 months ending August 11 or August 31st, 2022. You can see we have revenue of 97,000. Okay. Cost of food is 58 grand, leading a gross profit of $39,000. Operating expenses, again, on limited hours, designed to be an amenity for this community, leads to an operating income loss of 81,000. Nothing. Literally nothing in the grand context of things. What operational challenges have we made or achievements have we made in 2022? Again, we raised prices to account for increased food and beverage costs. We hired an excellent cook named Brian, who again, similar to John, if you haven't tried his food, go in for breakfast, it'll knock your socks off. This dish right here that we have featured is a breakfast quesadilla that I took literally sitting down because I had no idea what I was going to get, and I was blown away. It tasted as good as it looked. Carrie Ann was promoted to cafe manager, and she's doing a fantastic job. She really cares about this business. I can't tell you how many times she came to me, said, "Hey, what if we did this? What if we did that? What if we did this?" And it's led to remarkable improvements in the cafe experience for customers in the community and customers outside of the community. Because I forgot to mention, the cafe is open to the public as is the golf course. Okay. We're getting more people from the public into the cafe through marketing. That's a huge effort made by Nancy and several other members of this community, largely trying to drive more traffic to the golf course. And the cafe benefits it by being open to the public and associated to the golf course. Okay. The bottom line is the cafe only needs a couple of cups of coffee more a month for it to break even. You go, if you're walking around the lake, get a cup of coffee to go. Boom, we're halfway there. You're with friends, get 2 cups of coffee. You've done your part. That is all it takes. We're talking peanuts here. Peanuts. That being said, As I mentioned earlier, we're always trying to boost revenue. Always, because we know what the fixed operational costs are. We do music nights on a regular basis. I think we did 3 or 4 this year, this summer, but they've been happening since the 1960s in this community. We do bingo on the 3rd Thursday of every month. Carol Mara hosts, and it's a huge shout out to Carol for all that she does during bingo night. But I'm telling you, I have never seen this place packed as much as it is on bingo night. And it's fans of all ages. I didn't even know there were that many young people in this community, and I see them at bingo night. It's amazing. We do trivia on the 2nd Sunday of every month. Your VP of the board, Tamara, is on the post. Thank you, Tamara. We do 6 rounds of 6 questions each. Teams no larger than 5, and the winning team gets a $50 gift certificate to be used another night at the Inn and Lounge. That is a ton of fun. It really is, and it's a great opportunity for something to do for your family or your friends or just yourselves on a Sunday night. We do wine and beer dinners. We're going to look at exploring this a little bit more because they're a huge success. We hear from the community that people want them and they like them. They're easier to put on. Chef John gets to flex his wings on a couple of different dishes. But the whole thing is to make money. It ends up being profitable for the inn and the community. It's done on a business night that they're already open, and it makes sure that we have a full restaurant. It's fantastic. We just did our first open mic. And I am sad to say that I missed it, but it sounds like it was a ton of fun. It sounds like it was a ton of fun. So we're open for sporting events. Go Hawks, go Dogs, go Cougs, go Mariners. All of those. We're here. We're open. We're ready to play. Let's do this. It's a great place to come and hang and root for your team with people that are rooting against you, which is fun, or people that you're rooting with, which is more fun. Maybe that's inverse. And like I mentioned earlier, we do special menus. There's always something special about each weekend that Chef John brings in. And we find that by bringing in, doing different things, not everybody may like what he served, but more often than not, they do. And that's the beauty of it. The next weekend, it's something completely different. But it's a great way to get new people into the community and get people to come back multiple nights and weekend, as I mentioned. We remodeled the Great Hall for a reason. It's a great gathering place for this community, sure, but we can also rent it out. Roger just informed me that it's been open to the public for about a month now, and we already have 3 reservations for it within the first month of offering. That's fantastic. That is revenue that we weren't allowed to have during the pandemic, and one that we sorely missed. Roger and the subcommittee that focused just on the Great Hall rental agreement revamped it for the 21st century so that we could make sure that we are up to date with the standards set and the prices set by our peers. We offer an amenity, this lake view right here on this nice new refurbished deck that not many other venues can compete with, and people recognize that. Okay. And that is what we do in the Inn Committee. But we don't do it alone. These are shout outs to those that make Lake Limerick special. First of all, the Magpies. They're no longer an organization in this community as of 2022, which is a damn shame. I get it though. It's hard. It's a lot of work, but it's a damn shame and a huge loss for this community. They did the heavy lifting for decades around this place. All of the decorating and the tree lightings and all of this was done by the Magpies with help from the Inn Committee, but really the Magpies. There is a closet full of stuff upstairs that has the history of everything that they've done for this community. And if you're ever interested, it's worth looking through. We all owe them a huge debt of gratitude. They made this community special. That photo, I believe, from their goodbye luncheon, which is sad to see. Okay. The staff. This place cannot operate without staff. They're all our employees as community members. And you need to remember that when you're working with them. They bust their ass off to make sure your experience is as good as it can be. And honestly, we owe them a huge debt of gratitude. The long timers like Dale and the newer employees like Nikki. Well, Nikki's somewhat tenured now, but the newer employees as well. They deserve your respect and your appreciation because again, they bust their ass off to make this place as special as it is.
I don't think he understands.
The volunteers of Lake Limerick.
People that don't like
There are almost 1,400 lots in this community. And I see the same 100 people volunteering at every event, every single event. They are sacrificing their experience so that you can enjoy yours. And that is a huge, huge, huge burden on them. I would say they deserve your appreciation. And for those of you that are sitting in this audience and on Zoom, thank you for all that you do for us. It's a huge. It just doesn't happen without volunteers in this community. It just doesn't. Okay. The repeat customers, the ones that are here, the ones that spend their money at this place. God damn, I love you. You know, Linda, she owns the Town Club Deli, makes fantastic pizza, great nachos, and the spiciest chicken wings I think I've ever had in my life. She is here every night. They are open. She's awesome. She spends her money, which helps our revenue grow, and God bless her. There are many of you that do that. And thank you for coming in and appreciating this amenity that we're paying for, and you seem to be the only ones that are benefiting from. That's on the people that don't show up, not on you. Thank you so much for doing that. We have a youth committee. The youth committee makes sure that the kiddos, children, grandkids, and again, the young at heart, have fun. Face painting is done by Holly. We're doing events now. She's helping out with this trunk or treat, which I'm sure is going to be absolutely spectacular. They do a lot for the kids around here. And the last couple of years with the pandemic, that was really hard to do. We're back in full swing on this thing. And we hope that the kids here in the community have a great time, just like the adults do. It takes a village. It really does. We are a community. We are a gathering of people brought together by location and by purpose and cause. This is what we do. Thank you to those of you that show up to our functions, and those of you, especially those of you that help. Really, thank you. For those of you that don't show up at the Inn, Lounge, Cafe, or any of our events, what are you waiting for? I'm extending you the invite right now, as does the Inn Committee, every time that we meet. This place is made for you. It's a shame if you're not using it. The Inn Committee meets on the second Saturday of each month at the Inn's restaurant at 9:30. Second Saturday of every month. All meetings are bring your own coffee. Remember, it's all for fun. And a special thanks to these people down here for providing me photos that we use for our presentation today. I'll take any questions.
Sure.
Yes.
I have three.
Okay, well, one at a time, please.
Kyle,
Are we
Kyle.
gonna continue-
Yeah. Sorry.
yeah,
are we going to continue to have Wednesday night dinners? Because I've come often and the package is just falling way out there.
Wednesday nights are usually a seasonal night. So during the summer months, we do our best to stay open because the business is there. That being said, if patronage continues to fall off and we can't find a way to bring in revenue, we will shut down on Wednesday nights. It's just, like you said, it needs to make financial sense for this community.
Second question. We used to have, around Christmas time, Tom and Jerry parties.
Tom and Jerry.
Is that gonna be reunited?
I haven't been here for a Tom and Jerry party, but my understanding is that is put on by the board. That being said, I believe what we're trying to do now is do the Christmas activity to replace the Tom and Jerry. Is that correct, John?
Yeah,
Yeah, so what we're doing instead is gathering everybody for the tree lighting ceremony at the bar downstairs, and it's a great way to meet your new neighbors, which was the purpose of the Tom and Jerry party, correct? Yes, that is correct. I think so, for now. We're not saying no. We never say no or never to things, just not right now.
We've done a lot up here in the new flooring. We're gonna do anything about the acoustics.
The acoustics,
There's a terrible echo.
is that right? Okay. You know what? We'll look at it and we'll get back to you on it. I can't,
One time they tried to address that, but it was a only partial success.
sure.
And when they repainted everything, whatever the bus came down.
Sure. All I can say is we'll definitely take it under advisement, but we do have to balance the functionality versus the beauty of the place. Because if we want to rent it out, but there are soundproofing boards blocking the natural wood or the trim or it getting in the way of where people can hang decorations, may be a problem. I'm not saying no, but I just don't.
Part of my hearing problem, but there are others that we come here to a board meeting. And you might as well forget it.
Okay.
And particularly that if we try to do part of it, so,
Oh, well, I have my own issues with Zoom, but well, that's for another day.
but it's the echo,
Okay,
it's so disruptive.
we'll look into it. We'll look into it. Thank you for your
You
question.
did a fantastic job tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
Do you have a lot of weddings here?
you know, we're trying. We're trying. That would be ideal. We've had one since we've opened again. Roger, are any of the other 3 bookings that we have weddings?
Not today, but we anticipate spring, summer to have some.
Yep, we're anticipating.
1987.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. We'd love to have you.
oh,
Kyle, thank you for doing these big volunteers, first of all. We should consider opening on Monday and Tuesdays at the bar. We get an alternate bartender and not have to staff the kitchen. Sure. We make a lot of money coming into the bar on regular, and sure, we've got regulars like Linda that would be there. I think it's a revenue opportunity.
I love the idea.
Because the cost is fixed.
can't have everyone speaking at the same time.
So-
Cost is fixed except for labor.
So for those of you that are on Zoom, if you couldn't hear, the suggestion was to open the bar on Mondays and Tuesdays. That is a great idea, as long as we can find a way before we do it to justify it with the revenue. Because again, on Wednesdays, it's open, and there aren't many people on Wednesdays that are coming into the bar or the restaurant.
Either one.
Neither one. So the question is we would have to get, I think, at least at this time, it would probably, if we were going to consider it, it would be something in the summer when the snowbirds come back. And if we were going to do it, we would have to get pretty much fantastic support from the community and some kind of indication that there is a desire that would make it profitable. You're right, it would increase our revenue. There are some costs, though, that would be included in that as a variable, such as hiring an alternate bartender and paying them for the hours. If the revenue can justify the cost, that's fantastic. If it doesn't, it may not work for us. And on the flip side, I think we need to also find a way to serve food with alcohol to stay compliant with Washington State law.
Right.
And that would be a challenge as well. So there would be some kind of fix in there. Yeah.
Kyle, I was just gonna add to that and say, I wonder if for a short time, Monday night football, Monday night specials wouldn't help that.
Someone just said that on Zoom as well.
Is that right? That's perfect. Yeah, Monday night football, maybe. You know, honestly, I would love this place to be open for 7 days a week personally. But it's got to make sense. We got to keep the labor consideration as well. You know, like you said, Dan, we would have to have an alternate bartender because Dale already works right now 5 days a week. And he works, I mean, being on your feet all day is tough. I'm just getting tired standing here right now for 45 minutes. But it will be something that we will, of course, take under advisement. We'd probably do a poll through Facebook or, you know, or we'd send something out with the bills and just say, hey, this is something we're kicking around for the spring or summer or fall or Monday night football. Is this something that you're for, something that you're against? Let us know.
Does he have a hard time with supply and
Absolutely. More supply than demand.
does he have a hard time getting stuff in here?
Yes, well. Supply and demand also has a third component to it, which is price. Right? The greater the supply, whether demand is fixed or not, the cheaper the price. The greater the demand while supply is fixed, the greater the price. So he can get food, but it is more expensive. It's more expensive because just like everything else that's happening around this community and the world, by the way, prices are going up because supply is becoming more limited. And yeah.
Does that mean he'll give prime rib on other days too?
Like I said, if you've ever seen the movie Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. If you build the demand for it, it will come. It's just got to make business sense for the inn and community. But yeah, I'd love it. I'd love it too. I know we sell out of prime rib, but is there enough demand to get more than what we have and get another cooking that will deplete that prime rib? I don't know. But it's a great idea and we'll definitely take it under advisement. Yeah.
As a member of Lake Limerick, if I wanted to rent this hall for a wedding or for a class reunion or for any special event, would I get a break as a member?
You do get a break as a member. Thank you for making that sound like a loaded question. I did not expect it. Yes. So the question is, for those of you online that if you didn't heard, members, essentially paraphrasing, members of this community get discounts for use of the Great Hall for their events. Okay.
I believe the contracts are online.
The contracts are on the website and they were just recently revised.
Not quite, they were revised, they're going on the website soon.
Sorry, they were revised. They will go on the website soon. They'll be available soon. But if you have any questions about renting it in the meantime, just come into the office or email the office. Yes.
Probably a crazy question, but do you guys have a library here?
We do. I know.
You need to be there.
What? That also, there is someone here, and I apologize for not knowing their name because they do a huge service for this community that catalogs.
Oh, Lisa. Lisa.
Lisa. Oh, you and Lisa. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Mary and Lisa.
I just talked to Christy the other day. I put the thing out on Facebook earlier this year for people who weren't aware we had. one.
Okay.
Stairs up here.
Oh, thanks.
So I can donate. Well, yeah, generally just glass for ones that were. Right, then there's puzzles up there, audio books. Games.
Like Daniel's deal.
Yeah.
Anyway, I also just talked to Christy about putting a thing in the newsletter.
About the library?
The next one coming up, so there'll be something there.
That's perfect. So for those of you online, 2 members of this community, again, volunteers who do a huge service for the rest of us, manage the library in the Crow's Nest, which is above the Great Hall. There will be a newsletter going out about it, but they have books, games, and audiobooks and DVDs and a bunch of different things that are available for you to use. Just please return it for other community members' enjoyment. Are there any questions online?
So to follow up on her question. It's not handicap accessible.
You know,
So did I hear there's a catalog now so they can go on the list?
No, but, you know, one thing, I'm willing to, if someone's not able to go upstairs, who needs help and has, you know. I just felt it like I've been having everything else.
no one will do.
There a video.
We'll set up a Zoom.
I'd be more than happy to help.
Yeah, we'll set up a Zoom. But that's perfect. We'll work on that as well. Maybe that it'll probably take more volunteers because it is a cumbersome
Maybe
project.
we can video record the titles or something.
There you go.
I'm being serious.
Yeah, maybe.
And people that can't get up there can look at it and then we can go draw it for them.
Yeah.
You know, it changes constantly.
Yeah.
I realize that.
Titles, yeah,
But
but
still.
yeah, no, I'm happy to help with that.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't change something.
Videotape.
Gotten the same book 3 times.
It's pretty fast. We'll look into that. Again, thank you so much. It's a huge responsibility to manage that, and we really do appreciate it. I'll probably get involved too, and maybe I'll help build a catalog, and then at least something to start, and then something that we can manage as we get new titles that come into the library. And it's just easy to add to. It can be like a Google Doc or something. Yeah, I mean, what's in and out is yeah, that's fair. If you can't find it, you can't find it. That's the beauty of a community library. All right. Does anybody online have any questions, Sean?
None.
All right.
Speaking of videos.
Do you have any questions?
Oh, right. Thank you. Videos. One other thing that Roger wanted me to show is the new community video for the let's see here.
For
For
the
the
community.
HOA.
Yeah.
It's the golf club.
14 people is all that are on this.
This one is the country club. All right.
Really?
So
Out of
I don't know
11,
how to make the sound loud enough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try.
that's ridiculous.
Oh, that's not very loud at all.
You
How do I-
can,
Can we put
Bluetooth.
this into your
Let me
computer and then?
go up. No,
I
you
got
can,
the screen. Sorry. Oh, you can't even see this. 1 second.
Don't you have Bluetooth on that?
I do. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Technical
That's pretty-
difficulties.
Take us 1 second.
1,001.
It's ridiculous, there's only.
Drink your wine.
People on Zoom.
Turn it off.
What is it? Post.
It's a nice sleep, you know, anyway.
So we're gonna talk about.
Music.
Well, it's not connected yet.
Yeah, but it is.
Oh, it is?
Could be.
Oh, okay.
People at the meeting. Well, I bet you that it goes from 14 to 114.
Yeah. All right, gang. We appreciate your patience. Here is the new video for Lake Limerick Country Club. Hopefully it's not.
No, they got the picture of the rainbow.
I don't know, advertising?
What's that?
That's the hall he's in. That's the restroom. That's the restroom. That's the bar.
The pictures of them things over the lake and the drone stuff.
First one. Okay.
Man, that is so nice. I would want to move there. Okay, and then we have another one, but we won't play the full thing. It's just one that just features the golf course and can hit up, which is going to go on the golf page. My understanding is going to go on the golf page. That's nice. Excellent job, Roger, Nancy, everybody else that was involved in making these videos. I think it really showcases what we talked about today, that Lake Limerick is a special place and has a lot for our members to offer. That being said, we've reached the hour limit. Thank you for your time. For those of you that are here, I hope to see you in the bar downstairs. And for those of you online, I hope to see you around the community. Thank you.
And on that note.